What would you do if you were told the most precious person in your life was living with a death sentence? Avery Haynes now with the story, and if you're Kathy and Tyler Cooper, you do what might seem to be the most unlikely of things. You celebrate.
And Gord, tonight's inside story might seem to you like every parent's worst nightmare, but if you shift your thinking just a bit, you'll see that it's actually a story about a beautiful gift that continues on to this day. It's a powerful lesson of just what can be learned when a lifetime lasts just 109 days.
You wake up in a city that never sleeps.
This home video captures a moment in time. New Year's Eve, a milestone no one even dared dream of.
Welcome to the world, little Ainsley. We love you.
Ainsley Marie Cooper was born at 7 minutes past midnight, September 25th, 2012.
When I was little, everybody always asked what I wanted to be when I was older, and it was always a mom. When I saw Ainsley, I just knew that this is what I was supposed to do.
Let's go home.
For 7 blissful days, Tyler and Kathy revel in their role as new parents. And then the unthinkable. In a matter of hours, Ainsley went from a seemingly healthy baby at home to unresponsive on a gurney in the ER.
In the morning, I left and she was bright-eyed and awake and moving and crying and active, and this baby that I was seeing, to me, wasn't even Ainsley. It was like, where's my daughter? Where is she?
Ainsley is diagnosed with a severe form of a rare genetic disorder called Cri-du-Chat.
What did the doctors tell you about the prognosis?
With Ainsley's case, because of how severe it was, they did tell us that Ainsley shouldn't have been born.
The odds of survival, slim to none.
We sat there in the dark and we could not believe it. We couldn't believe that this was happening.
Doctors warn that Ainsley's life will likely be counted in hours, not years or even days.
When someone tells you that, it's like you want to get out of your own body and just run away, but you also, at the same time, want to stay in battle.
Ainsley also wanted to stay in battle for weeks, and against all odds, she survives heart surgery and the removal of her breathing tube. But at the tender age of just 47 days old, a perforated bowel has doctors once again putting a timeline on this tiny girl's life.
You decide on day 47 of her life that if she's not going to make it to day 48 or 49, you're going to celebrate the heck out of those days.
We kind of took it as Ainsley's not gone yet, so we need to celebrate her life while we've got her. So we decided to have a birthday party for her every single night.
Banners, cake, balloons at 12:07 each night, a celebration honoring the gift of another unexpected day with Ainsley.
Even the nights that we were exhausted, we just set our alarms and got the party hats out and we sang happy birthday to her.
Ainsley, though, is not getting better, and this does not change her fate. Kathy and Tyler take their daughter home.
You've brought this beautiful girl home to die.
We brought Ainsley home to live, and that's what we were doing, is we were living with her.
That living extends for months. Every night at 7 minutes past midnight, there's another celebration. But behind the singing and the laughter, the reality has not changed, and the business of dying can't be held at bay.
It must have been so surreal to have this living daughter beside you while you're talking to a funeral director about her passing.
You could never explain it. You're holding your daughter and you're flipping pages of caskets. It's so hard to comprehend.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year!
That's why this was never supposed to happen. The countdown to a new year with the girl who's been living by the day. In case you couldn't hear it over the celebrations, that was Kathy telling her little girl, "I'm so proud of you." 13 days after this video, on her 109th birthday, the little girl who likely had more celebrations than any child anywhere took one final breath.
No fear in her eyes, no struggle, and protected, you know. She was in my arms.
You just feel empty. Like, I don't know if there's you feel alone even though you know you've got the support of your husband.
Ainsley Marie Cooper was a gift that kept giving for 109 days on this earth. And even now, Ainsley's spirit continues to give through this website, FromAinsley.com.
So I put like a book and a puzzle.
Kathy and Tyler are collecting one present each day of the year to give to children at Sick Kids Hospital from Ainsley.
These gifts aren't from you, and they're not from me, and they're not from Kathy. They're from Ainsley. They're donated by other people on her behalf.
Everything happens for a reason, and this was Ainsley's story, and this is how it was supposed to be.
Gord, you were mentioning off the top about it seeming like a parent's nightmare, and of course that does feel like that. And Tyler was just so adamant in saying that this little girl was his dream. They had 109 days with this amazing girl who's given them so much strength, and they feel in order to honor her because of the strength she showed, they have to be strong as well, and they are such a strong couple.
Sad story, and you know, a lot of parents may not have reacted that way. They probably would have been overcome by their grief and kind of immersed themselves in it, but this couple decided, no, let's do something positive out of this. It's a negative
I don't think
story,
I would have thought of that. I don't think I would have thought to celebrate that, but they felt like every day was another reason to celebrate because she had made it. And we'll have details on our website on how to get in touch with them, to read their story on their website, as well as to hear more about this genetic disorder, this disease called Cru du Chat. Now, the Inside Story is off for a couple of weeks because of TIFF, the rest of this week and the next week. I still want to hear your story ideas. You can reach out to me on Twitter at City Avery, and my email address is also on there.
And the Inside Story, as you know, runs every Tuesday and Thursday on City News. All segments are up on our website. That's citynews.ca.